Hey my foodies, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to the crew, go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Turn on that notification bell, guys. Make sure it's set to all so that you'll be notified every time I upload. Before we get into this video, go ahead and hit that like button right now. Y'all, I am super late eating dinner, but that's okay because I've been so productive. I got so much done today that needed to be done, and I am currently in pajamas, but I do need to still eat dinner no matter what. So I decided to come on here and eat with y'all. I got some fried chicken, so that's what I'm gonna be eating, and then we're gonna sit and talk about the Candace Owens situation. She was ranting, and I was just like, whoa. I had never heard of the things that she was talking about. And so it's very interesting to me. Like, and I was just curious, like, man, do anybody else know about this? Because I haven't heard anything about it. And I am 100% curious, okay? So I do have some honey and some hot sauce. I do want to, excuse me, already, before I even get started. I do want to get my hot sauce and stuff on here. Ooh wee. Yes, this is the best way to eat fried chicken. If you don't know, now you know. Let me say my grace, and it's time to eat. Father God, bless this food I'm about to receive. Remove anything that will cause me harm. Please make a nourishment for my body. Ask and I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Okay, y'all. So we're about to get this eat on. Give me 1 second because I need to be able to see y'all comments should you guys decide to pop in, you know. So let me get myself set up here, which I should have done before I came on. My daughter is like super loud back there, so if y'all hear her, that's what that is. It's not me, okay? That's her. But I'm gonna eat first and then we'll get into that little conversation. Okay. They keep falling off my face, so I'm just gonna take them off. Make it drizzle, 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 drizzle. All I'm having is just chicken, y'all. I'm not having any sides. I can tell I'm hungry. I I practically starved myself all day for this, so I can do this video. I did have breakfast. I ate a little oatmeal and a sausage patty. I'm hungry. Yeah, I've been super busy and unable to upload. So that's why I decided to go live. And I know y'all probably don't see this right now because it's a little late, but y'all see it tomorrow. Tomorrow is just as good as any other time. So I'll take it. I promise. This is something about this honey that it keeps the hot sauce from being too hot. Because I don't like spicy foods. I'm not a fan of spicy foods. But this is not that spicy to me. Mm. 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 This is good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me eat first. And then we could talk about the rant. And I'm going to show y'all some video of what she said. It's so eye-opening. And I don't care for her that much. So, for me to be watching and sharing it, it's definitely something that I felt like it's worth looking into. Definitely. Okay. Spoke too soon on that spice. Got a little kick. Okay. I'm about to play a little bit of her video because I just need to get something in my stomach. I'm starving, y'all. Before I finish eating this, I'm gonna let some of this video play so y'all see what I'm talking about.
What's up, Instagram? I know that's a super weird question for me to ask, the title of this, but it's a serious question. It's one that you should consider, which is, what would you do if they brought the power grid down? And by they, I mean if the government purposefully brought the power grid down. And I'm not asking that question for fun. I'm asking that question because the World Economic Forum is predicting that a cyber pandemic, you can look this up, they've been running exercises about it this year, is inevitable. You're probably saying, what is a cyber pandemic? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we even talking about?
Have y'all ever heard of a cyber pandemic? I've never heard of that. And I literally just saw it before making the decision to go live. So I haven't had a chance to look it up, y'all, but I'm definitely going to be looking this up because I need to verify this information. Trust but verify. You can't believe everything you hear. You got to go do your own research. But if it's true, excuse me, I agree with what she's about to say.
First and foremost, the reason I'm even paying attention to the World Economic Forum and their exercises is because they notoriously, in 2019, ran an exercise for a coronavirus pandemic that oddly all became true. I mean, without one slight difference, they said that coronavirus was going to escape from a wet market in South America. Of course, when the coronavirus swept the world in 2020, they said that it escaped from a wet market in China. You can still look that up, by the way. That's not a conspiracy theory. They simulated that coronavirus pandemic. It was the World Economic Forum in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in collaboration with Johns Hopkins University. And the website is still up, and they say, the coronavirus pandemic is inevitable. And then, boom, it happened the very next year. So people say it's a conspiracy theory to believe that they knew that the coronavirus pandemic was going to happen. You don't have to believe it was a conspiracy theory, or you can believe it wasn't a conspiracy theory. It's up to you. I don't really care. The point is that they made the prediction, they called it inevitable, and then it happened immediately. So for me personally, that signals to me that I should probably pay attention the next time the World Economic Forum makes a prediction and calls it inevitable. And lo and behold, they are predicting that a coronavirus pandemic, a cyber pandemic, is going to happen, and that it is once again inevitable.
Y'all heard anything about this? It's more likely that Russia or North Korea will take our power grid down, but we have people who protect us every day. Wow. I have never heard of this. I've never heard of this. But according to her, she's saying that our government is going to do it. She's not saying that North Korea or, anybody else is going to do it. She's saying that basically we have to pay attention and prepare ourselves. And then she gave an example, but I'll let you continue to hear it. You'll hear her say it. She gives an example of what happened in, I think it was China or something. And she was talking about how the government taught them that it was the U.S. fault for everything. And so I guess she's trying to say that the government is not going to hold themselves accountable. I don't know, but just keep listening.
So, if you look into the exercise that they have run this year, I believe they ran it in July. They've been meeting and talking about the cyber pandemic, what it would look like. Essentially, their idea is that they're going to have to sanitize the internet because a bug, think of this as like a coronavirus for your computer, is going to sweep globally, and the only way they're going to be able to stop this bug from infecting everything is to effectively shut down the internet, right? And they were talking about bringing down the power grid in an effort to do this. So imagine the government bringing down the power grid, and you would not have access to anything that required an electrical charge. If this sounds crazy, dystopian, and like a nightmare to you, first and foremost, this happens in other countries, right? Obviously, in Cuba, when the government needs to stop people from communicating, they just bring down the power grid.
Do y'all know anything about this being a thing in other countries? I promise. This is also new to me, but I am definitely going to do my research on it because I want to know and I want to be prepared. And there's so many people starting to live off grid, and it's like, now I see why. I see why. This is too much. And there's also a lot of people who are going solar with their solar panels and stuff. We are attacked literally every day by other nations. It goes on all the time. That's, yeah. Mm. Are you saying that when you say we, are you saying like the United States?
When the uprisings were happening in Cuba, I believe that was earlier this year. Coronavirus time feels like, I don't know if it was the end of last year or early this year. They just brought down the entire electrical grid. But of course, Western nations would never do something like that. If they do it, it's because they need to do it, not because they're becoming evil communist dictators, but because they would need to do it for our benefit. So they were talking about the government bringing down the power grid. And until they come up with a vaccine, I'm not kidding, this is their words, not mine, a vaccine of sorts for internet, where they would be able to cleanse it and purge it of all of these things that are making it vulnerable. Among those things, they brought up Bitcoin, which is so funny. That one thing that the government can't get a handle on, that is representing a threat to them and the financial markets, their control of the financial markets, would be Bitcoin. And suddenly, in running the simulation, they realized that Bitcoin, could potentially be a problem. If you think I'm kidding, you can look this up. It is called a cyber pandemic. And it's something that every single person should be paying attention to, just in case they magically get it right again, like they did about the coronavirus pandemic.
A lot of countries have poor internet
as
infrastructure.
citizens to pay attention to that,
yeah,
and to do what we
they
can
do.
to prepare. And so I've been having all these discussions with my husband, seriously. Like, what if they actually did this? Like, what would we do? And it's made me realize that we're a very
the United States. Okay.
generation of people. I'm talking about weak. I'm talking about millennials. I'm talking about, perhaps even the baby boomers, of how little we actually learned about survival. And we so often talk about how the governments are right now teaching kids nothing, right? These kids are learning about race, and they're learning about, pornographic material in school, as we're discovering day by day. They're learning about how to be woke, and we're like, these kids are so dumb because they're not learning math, they're not learning engineering, and they're not going to be able to do anything in life because they're not learning any hard academics,
You
any hard
can't blame
skills.
the teachers.
And I talked about that so much
teach your own
until I started
kids.
talking about this potential cyber pandemic, and I realized actually my generation was also dumbed down. Because you can read all the books in the world.
It's like the Cold War.
Every book in the entire universe,
like the
right?
Cold War.
But if you
We're
don't
just not very aware
know how to
that's
grow
happening
your
because
own
they
food,
managed to stop. Yeah.
if you don't actually know how to survive off of your own land, how smart are you? We have convinced ourselves, especially me, I grew up in Connecticut, like coastal elites, very close to New York City. Like, we have convinced ourselves, and the people that live in these cities, Los Angeles, people that live in New York, as they're saying, we need the Green New Deal, get rid of this, so we don't want to be dependent on our own energy. Like, we'll send it overseas. We have convinced ourselves that we're so forward and we're so progressive that we're actually regressive. We don't know anything. We don't know how to grow our own food. The majority of us know how to grow our own food. I have made it my entire initiative since moving to Tennessee is for my husband and I to be able to do everything by ourselves. Fortunately for me, my husband is a hunter. So you can take your picket signs and take them somewhere else, because I don't care. My husband hunts. Good. That means that we know how to survive a little bit if we're in the wild, right? He's hunted his entire life. I said to my husband, I need to learn how to grow vegetables. Like, this is the most important thing. I need to be able to learn how to grow vegetables. We're going to get some chickens. Like, I never thought I would say this. Like, we're going to be getting chickens next year because I want to be able to know that we have food on our own property. I do not want to be a dependent. So for so long, I had in my head that if you're not on welfare, right, then you're not government dependent. But that is so wrong, right? If you don't know how to survive, if you do not know how to grow your own food, if you don't know how to make a fire, I mean, think about everything you would have to know if the power grid went down, right? If you don't have a generator, if you don't have solar panels, I mean, I'm just spitting here, but like think about
you
all
would
the
need
things.
gas for a
Actually, imagine
generator.
your life if the power grid was taken down. Like, imagine how many things you'd have to know, right?
Excuse me.
And then I was saying to my cousin earlier, I was saying how weird it is every time if I have a question about
I'd
something, even
link,
if I'm
but
working on a recipe, I'm
no
like, oh
way
my
to
god,
do that
what is
on
the ingredient for this
YouTube.
again? And I Google it.
I
Everything you
know.
have to Google, you don't actually know. You're relying on the internet to tell you something that you don't actually have stored in your own brain, right? So we're so convinced that we're so forward and we're so progressive because we can get an answer fired back at us in a couple of seconds. But in reality, we don't know anything. If you have to ask Google, you don't possess the information within your own mind. So I said to my husband and I said to my cousin, like, I want to start buying books, right? The recipes are no good if they're online, right? The knowledge of how to grow your own plants is no.
I agree with her on growing food. Yeah, I agree with her as well. I feel like it's something that I've always said I wanted to do anyway. Like, I want to grow my own vegetables, especially like my fresh herbs that I like to use when I cook, and then like my vegetables and stuff. And just because of all of the pesticides and stuff that they use, I kind of want to know what's happening with my fruits and vegetables and where they come from and what they go through to get to me. Fresh out the garden is always better. But in terms of, she's talking about like her husband knows how to hunt, that is fine. But think about it. If everybody is hunting for food, those animals will come distinct real quick. So in my mind, I guess I would just become a vegan. And on preparedness, she's right. It is good to have some supplies though. Yeah, she's right about that, but I gotta go do some homework because I have never heard of a cyber pandemic. Like, they're saying that it's going to happen. I'm gonna have to go read about this.
Good if you're looking it up online. I want copies of hard books. I want the books and the knowledge in my house. Even chemistry, basic chemistry, and basic means of taking care of yourself. Like, what do you actually know about colloidal silver? What do you know about how to treat something? What your body actually needs? All of these things that we thought were so backwards in that big pharmacy of the day because we can just go get a prescription. But what if you needed to create your own prescription? What do you actually know about how to survive by yourself? What do you know that you can take that will make you better? If you get a burn, if you get sick, what are the things that actually help you in your own household? What can you have? What can you possess that will make you better? All of this stuff, like, you should be thinking about now.
The holistic
right? You should be thinking
ways,
about
the
it
way
now.
they
This
used
is
to
not
do
a
it.
conspiracy. This is common sense, right? If you don't know
I
how to
love you.
survive,
You are
how would you
amazing.
convert
Thank you, Veronica.
salt water into drinking water? Do you know how to do that?
Love you too, girl.
Isn't it funny that all these people that live in between New York and LA, people that the media has smeared as backwards, as not knowing anything, right? These Bible Belt Southern Christians with their farms and
China has started to lock people in their homes because people don't want to get the shot. It seems like the U.S. is turning into China as well. If you think about it, you guys. Oh, the virus is so bad here. It seems like we're turning into China because they are not trying to allow there, some businesses, if you don't get vaccinated, you lose your job. There's people losing their jobs all over. California loves you too. Ah, thank you, girl. I need surgery and I can't get it. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I can't get into the hospital because it is overfilled with COVID patients. Oh my God. Amor, where do you live? I got all the shots. Yes, I did too, Veronica. I did too. But the thing is, the vaccination is only good. I think they said 8 months. I just told myself let me just at least get 8 months of freedom, because after a year of being locked up and put away for so long, just cannot please just have I'll take the 8 months over nothing at all.
And their goats and their sheep. This whole idea they've tried to create about people in the South and people in the Midwest. And these people are so much smarter than these journalists and these media members who sit up on their high horses and talk down to them. Because you know what? If the government brought down the power grid, these people would be just fine. They would be unaffected. They'd say, yeah, you can take your latte and your Starbucks all the way back to New York and LA. We're good here. And it's something that I think you should especially be thinking about now for all of you people who voted for Biden and actually thought you could just keep.
This is where she lost me at. Like, I don't want to hear all that. Like, you gotta be talking about, going on and on with the president and all that. That's her opinion. But yes, I did notice that all of the prices of everything is going up. Am I going to blame the Biden administration? No, I'm not. Because who's to say if we would have had Trump back in office that it still wouldn't be this way? I don't know. I just blame everything on the government altogether. Excuse me. Gas prices is up. Meat is up. I'm not going to just say meat. I'm just going to say groceries, because from what I see and what I buy, it's up. It's expensive. And I guarantee y'all, I'm about to start shrinking and losing weight, because I'm not going to spend more money on groceries just because it costs more. I'm just going to cut back on what we eat. That's that. In Colorado, really? I didn't know Colorado had the virus that bad. I had no idea. I don't see it on the news, and stuff like that. We took a bunch of patients from Texas and New Mexico, and now there isn't room. What? That is crazy. Why would they go all the way from Texas to Colorado? You would think they would go like up. I don't know. That's sad though. I just seen somebody take a vacation to Colorado. So in my mind, I definitely didn't think that COVID was that bad out there. I think Biden is doing okay for the mess he started with. I'm saying that's the best way I can look at it. You can't have such destruction at first and then expect somebody to come in and it just changed just like that. When somebody, it was, ooh, Lord. I want to say that I feel a lot better about racism now. It was hard to be a black, brown, or any type of person of color at first. That was the worst 4 years ever. But now I feel, I feel supported, if that makes sense. Oh, it's bad. I would not even, girl, you know what? And I'm wondering, why aren't they talking about it? Why aren't they talking about COVID anymore? Maybe I shouldn't be saying the word. We're going to call it C-19. Why aren't they talking about it anymore? Because I had no idea that it was that bad in Colorado. Because they didn't have hospital beds in Texas, and we are the closest. Oh, girl. I am so sorry to hear that. Just to think I wanted to take a trip up there. We just got mask mandated again. Really? That is crazy. They need to mandate mask here. And I'm glad you told me that, because I got vaccinated. That look was me every day. I got vaccinated and got a little comfortable You know, if I leave my mask, I'm like, it's fine. You know, I run on about my business. But y'all, this is just never ending. It is never ending. Texas is so wide open and nobody wears masks here. You guys, don't forget to thumbs the video up. Thumbs that video up. Foodies. Agreed. My sons are brown and I was scared every day with Trump. Girl. It was so hard for me. My son didn't live with me, and at the time he was in college, and I just used to be thinking and so fearful of him, fearful for myself. Like, it was really creating a great divide amongst the U.S., and I am so glad that that is over. Maybe not right now. I'm so glad that it's over because I feel like we are in a better space and a better place. We got bigger fish to fry and more to worry about than the color of somebody's skin, you know, because that person may need to save you. Look at what happened with the Travis Scott situation. You think those kids cared about the color of the person's skin who's getting trampled on or passing out? Like, no. We have to take care of each other. That's mandatory. The rest is history. Yeah, I'm not coming to Colorado right now. Maybe another time. You in Texas? Yeah, I'm in Texas. But I wanted to visit Colorado again. I've been to what part of Colorado was we in? I can't remember what part. But we were like stuck there. I was on the semi truck and they shut the whole city was shut down due to the snow, and it was so beautiful, you know, on the mountains, and the resorts were nice and everything like that. And that was the last time I've been to Colorado, but I would like to come back. But if COVID is that bad, I'd rather. I'd rather not. And that's kind of crazy. They're not, I keep saying the word, don't I? They're not talking about it. Like, or maybe I need to start searching on the news for updates because maybe it's not just Colorado, because my daughter told me that her college graduation is basically we're on standby. It's supposed to be the second week of December, and at this point right now, we're on standby because they don't know what because of C-19, they don't know what they're gonna do. So that is just crazy. Hey, hey, Nikki, hey, hey, cooking with Unique. What are you doing up? What you doing up this evening? Did you see my meal I cooked over there on the vlog channel? Ooh, these nails. Hey, Deja. Deja, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing? Yeah, not a plan right now. Yeah, I won't. I'll sit still. No problem. No problem. That's so weird. I just got a notice from... You got notice from where? Just checking out YouTube. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad to see you. Notice from our hospital system. What it say? That is weird. You done spoke them up. That's what happened. You spoke them up. They said, oh, she telling. She telling on us. They like, we better take care of her. But yeah, y'all missed it. We were talking about Candace Owens. You have to rewind the video and start from the beginning. Well, first I had to eat. Then we started talking about the Candace Owens rant that she did that I felt like was very eye-opening. And I think that everybody should look into this and do their own research to see what's going on with what she's talking about, because it was very informative. But I am going to get off of here, you guys. It seemed like you guys is you guys' comments are coming behind. Like it's so delayed. Do it seem like it's delayed to y'all too? I just been busy with work, my 2 business, and getting my home together. Okay, that's a good problem to have, Deja. That's a good problem to have, girl. But that's okay, girl. Any video I got, you know it's up there. You can always go back and see it later whenever you get time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, y'all, because I think I done been on here over 35 minutes already, and I already ate. And so now I'm like, Deja, I gotta get back to work to back to doing anything that I missed for today. I've been watching all of them. Oh, okay, girl. Okay, girl. You know, some people watch from their TV and they don't be able to, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and get off. I love y'all so much. And I'll see y'all in the next video on the vlog channel, or I'll see you again here. Bye, y'all.